What is the crack, ladies and gentlemen? It's Gibboeire. We're here with another episode of The Long Dark. How y'all doing? Okay. So here we are in wherever the fuck we left off last time. Apparently, alright, we're into X amount of daylight left. So it must be cloudy outside. I believe we proceeded down the highway. Again, I was going to hit M to look at map there. And then I remembered that I'm not playing Arma. And that's not an option. Feels good, man. Feels good, man. How's everyone doing today? It is a spectacular day here in Ireland for a fucking change. And here I am playing a game predominantly focused on snow and cold survival. So this gets about an hour of my time, and then I'm going outside to read a fucking book before I have to go into work tonight. I'm going to chill out and relax. We have totally cleared this house out from my memory. I think we're in like a wee little group of houses just down the road a wee ways. And last time when we left off, there was a bear patrolling around us and several wolves. Or did we make it back? No, yeah, we're still down here. I also read the comments about crouching upon leaving the building. So that way you come out crouched. That's actually a really good idea. When I remember to do it, I will. We have no visibility, but the temperature is actually kind of okay, so... Guess there's that. I think we've actually looted pretty much everything. We cooked up the rabbit, etc. last time. I meant to eat the fish, which I realized after I'd eaten the venison. So we now have 3 kilos of fucking cooked fish on us, which is rough, but what can you do? You see, not sure if footsteps or if... Oh, the fog is kind of clearing up. Not sure if footsteps or if snow falling from trees. Like... I don't know, I think they're just ambient sounds. The fog is clearing anyway, so I'm willing to chill around for a wee bit and just... Fuck it. Right, we gotta... Oh, fuck. Right, we're in for it now. Let's just get ready. Right, we gotta relax it. Draw it. Put it into him. Ah, fuck it. Oh, well, that sucks. Guess you're gonna be dinner later, you fucking sack of shit. Can I get into another fight with him and just end it? Oh, I have a sprained wrist. Do I not? I do. Quickly, first aid. Treat our wounds. Drink the tea. Get a bit of hydration back, I guess. That blows. I forgot that I couldn't just sit there and hold the bow for like 10 years and then loose. We're gonna pursue this douchebag. Seems as he has frustrated me. Oh well, remember those like fucking 2 minutes there when I'm like, oh, it's totally just ambient sounds. It's definitely not footsteps. Go with your good instinct. It's definitely a wolf. Hopefully not a bear. I see that douche over there now too. Let's see what the damage is anyway. Terms of my clothing. Ooh. The old head. Oh, and the pants. Okay, I'm just looking. We definitely took a bit of damage there. Unfortunately. Let's continue tracking this douche and try and at least profit from the venture. Nonetheless, feels bad, man. You can tell I'm rusty. I've been playing this in batches and recording like about 5 or 6 episodes into one sitting, and then uploading all of them, then gradually releasing them, just in the interest of being able to keep up with the kind of continuity of it, so that way I can continue recording my other series. That way it doesn't affect each other. I don't know tea left. I do. Savage. Right. So... what have I been up to for the past couple of days? I was making that WoW episode. I put the finishing touches onto that, and I've been playing a shit ton of Arma with the boys. A fucking shit ton of it. We found a new server, which is fucking spectacular. Really fucking good. A little bit buggy at times, which is something that seems to be gradually improving. It is only 2 weeks old, but I'll leave that with you. You can expect to see an episode of that fairly soon. I may actually set that rendering after this because I've pretty much done all the edits on it. My fear here is weakened ice. My other fear is that I have lost sight of the trail. I'm not sure if he looks like he's running. He definitely looks like he's moving, but if he's not the same one, we're about to walk into an engagement for absolutely no reason. As we get closer here, we'll determine the situation. I am actually not 100% certain where I am and what hut that is. We're just gonna chill out here. I'm a wee bit turned around now, if I'm honest. That is most likely him. He's... Oh, I scared him to death. Okay, he bled out. And as he was running away, it was the last little tick of damage that he was taking. I get the distinct impression that I just heard bear. Oh no. Right. Not really sure where we are. Gonna head onto that island to get a better outlook on it. There's where we came from. I want to get back on the road. I want to get back to that point and then walk up the road on the off chance that I come across any cars or anything like that, so that way we can take advantage of them. I'm gonna take all of this fucker as well, by the way. You are... Oh, Harkissing is leveled up. He's a slightly different color. It may just be because he's on the ice here, but he's not fully black. Like, he's got a bit of white on top of him. That's kind of cool. Oh, hey, it's daytime. Now we can probably figure out where we fucking are. If we're where we... I actually really don't know. I've kind of become a bit turned around. I see those houses there, and I do fully intend on exploring them now in a second, but I want to first work out my actual position before I become extremely disorientated. And then we'll go from there. And I actually would prefer to have something that goes boom in my hand before we proceed. Kind of head towards the dead thing, because that's always a promising start to your day. Let's not get attacked by a bear today. I really don't think I've been here prior. I'm gonna grab a stick. Why? Because I have a feeling I may need to start an emergency fire at some stage in the near future. Yeah, we definitely haven't been here. We covered a significant amount of ground there unintentionally. Ooh, bullet. Nice. Unintentionally so. Which can be a bit unfortunate, because my fear would be, of course, that I would skip something. Now, I thought I had covered all these wee little islands, so we're just going to continue walking up this island here. It may have been the case that animals may have forced us off previously, and that's why I may not have covered that. That's where we were, by the way. That's where we ended up. See, I want to cover that whole road, because there could be cars there. Of course, I want to head out to all of this shit, too, but let's try to be a wee bit sensible. I just drew too early on the bow. That was the problem with that encounter there as well. Just wasn't ready for it. Takes me a second to remember what game I'm playing sometimes and to get the mechanics into my mind. But now I have it, so we should be fine. Should be. But, well, I am loath to say that this is starting to seem particularly easy, especially since we've kind of gotten a flow to it and we've set ourselves up fairly handy in terms of all the gear that we have and all that shit. This is starting to seem somewhat easy. The challenge is definitely after being taken out of it, so my wondering now is that should I kind of set myself some goals and try and achieve them, one of which would have obviously be killing a fucking bear. Hey, give me a bit of that. 2 would be fully exploring the map. 3 would be finding that bunker. I guess 4 loosely would be to construct all the various different things that you can, which we've pretty much done, with the exception of the bear items, of course. Going to quickly just make sure that this is the one that we have been in before. Faster way of doing that would, of course, have been to see if there was a fire next to it. But yeah, this is the one that we have checked before. If there was a fire next to it, it meant I had been to it previously. Because I remember if this was the one that I thought it was, which it is, there would have been a fire just outside it. Where we had cooked up some shit previously. It should actually be somewhere here. Or, you know, not. Okay. Well, then why did I think I had a fire here? Uncertain. Uncertain. Right. We need a gun. What the fuck is that? Why am I walking towards it? No. No thanks. Out of here. Let's just head back to Quonset, drop off the loot, and we'll go and we'll pick up a rifle. Okay. Let's do this sensibly. That didn't sound crunchy at all. Deer everywhere. Would prefer to bag one of them for my nom-noms, but beggars can't be choosers, and I've already committed some resources to killing the wolf, so we're going to get back to Quonset. We're going to drop off the meat. We're going to walk back up to where we've left all the rifles, and I'll probably bring maybe 2 with me. Leave one here, and then keep a rifle with me, and fuck off up into the next area. So I'll actually start bringing a gun with me again. That doesn't mean I'm abandoning the bow, but... and it also means that we're going to be ever so slightly overburdened. But it means that we are going to be departing this area. Again, we're going to follow the road out. Yonder. That's where we ended up there. I think I have looted those. I'm trying to work out. I was here. Alright, so obviously we got back to here and we got stuck. That's what must have happened. So I have actually explored... Oh, you bastard. I see him. I do see him. Now, me seeing him and me dealing with him appropriately are definitely 2 separate things that we need to take account of here. Shit. But I do want to get back to Quonset because I want to drop off all the shite that we've picked up. And make sure that it's stored away. So that way it's not weighing us down and that it's concentrated in a central location whereby we can... harvest it later on when it becomes necessary. Is that the bear or a signpost? I think it's a signpost or a rock. I'm not certain, but we're just going to keep edging to the right here. We're just strafing a little bit to keep the distance between us and that guy, because I'd rather not get... Fucking seriously? I'd rather not get into another encounter with one of these jerks right now. Gonna try and aim to get in behind him here. Now, the danger with this is that there's a pack in this area, and I'm walking right into the middle of it, and there's gonna be one here that I can't see. And he's gonna be the one that gets me. Now, if that is the case, we could pop a flare to drive him off, because we have about 20 now total spread out. Or... I could pop him with the flare gun and just put him down. Or we could go man mode, shoot him with an arrow and get a headshot. Or we could just get attacked again. We just get attacked again and I'll just knife it. But let's not do that, because my gear is getting mangled with each of these encounters. Now this is a familiar set of circumstances. All of these mounds make it difficult to determine whether or not there are unfriendly characters in the area. So, as you can see, by using the high ground now, we've established there's at least one, and it is directly in our path. So, there is, in fact, two. Plus, I saw something move over this way out of the corner of my eye. It may have just been the tree, but there was movement. Okay. So now we're going to be a super sneaky snake. We're going to get out our bow, and it is likely we're about to get attacked again. I don't think this is avoidable if I want to get in here. And we should just abandon ship on getting in here. That would be the best course of action. But I am a stubborn motherfucker. You see, like, I can't sprint. Which would be perfect. If I could just sprint it. No. Nope. We're gonna go back the other way. This is stupidity. Why would I voluntarily walk into an attack? And that's why I'm not particularly fond of Quonset. The people are lovely, but the fauna, not so much. Let's get the fuck out of here. What we'll do is we'll consume the resources that we've acquired, that we have on us. And convert as much of them as we can into the resources that we need. And the question then becomes, do I leave them up here? The fucking bear. It could be deer out here to my left, but I'm pretty certain I'm hearing staggered footsteps. Pretty certain. I saw the deer that's there, but that wasn't the sound I heard. I was hearing a more of a shuffle, which in my head usually means bear. You see, the problem is we've just got two. I could actually have dumped the meat. That actually would have been a good move. I could have dropped the meat and then went for a sprint, but we still would have been caught when he came back around there. Like, he's sitting there and he ain't moving, so this guy is just fucking staring us down there like, bro, please. Have we popped this trunk? Yes, we have. Little emergency stop could be made in there if needs be. Cars are freezing cold, by the way. When you ever think about it, like, they're not really that well insulated. So, like, in terms of survival, not really the best place to be. Now, when a car becomes covered in snow, that would have insular properties in its own right, which would be fantastic, but no, not really fantastic. Like, if you were going to try and make it out in a car, well, you'd want it to be working to drive it out, but if it was non-functional, you would have to do a fair amount of work to insulate it from the outside. Now, I suppose there's a variety of different ways that you could go about this. And I'm just thinking and shooting this shit out of the top of my arse here, so bear in mind, like, these aren't survival tips in any way, shape, or form, but just kind of what I would reckon would be a bit of common sense. So I suppose, like, kind of leaves and shit like that, like, kind of fucking foliage, like grass and stuff. You can find shit that's akin to hay. And, I suppose you can create a layer of that. I think what would be ever so slightly more effective would be something like dirt. Like, if you could pile dirt on fucking top of the car, and then in some way create a method by which you could generate heat in it. But I suppose then what you're going to be looking at then is a fire inside a car, which has many flammable items in it, which would definitely not be safe. And not only that, you're also talking about creating a fire in an enclosed place, but probably very poor ventilation, which means carbon monoxide poisoning, which means dead. So, I'm not certain. Car wouldn't be a good place to survive, but it would have lots of shit that you could cannibalize in the construction of your shelter. But I feel like constructing your shelter from scratch would be far more effective. Now that I've pondered it for like 3 minutes and talked shit about it and kind of wandered through the pros and cons of it in my mind, I feel like a car would not be your best choice to survive. You could cannibalize the fuck out of it in the creation of your shelter, but I wouldn't stick in it. I'm happy to be playing the Minecraft server again. I feel like I've got a bit of direction with it now and where I'm going with it, so that's a good laugh to be back on that. And I have started playing Mass Effect again. And I was wondering to myself, would I change any of the choices that I made in it? And I'm not so certain. I'm also wondering about whether or not I would do a playthrough of it. That texture looked a bit weird there. And I am actually really tempted to. I think it would be fun. It's not going to be something that's popular, like many of my series that aren't WoW. It wouldn't be something that would be popular, I would assume. And definitely wouldn't be getting 10 views, so rip ad revenue. But it would be fucking fun to work through. Definitely fun. And for those of you that haven't played it, like, it is a fantastic game, so it would be very nice for some of ye to see, I'm sure. So I'm of two minds about it. Oh dear. I suppose this series is a testament to that as well. Like, it doesn't get the views, so like, why would I continue creating? Because it's fun fucking playing it. And that's what this comes back to every time. I do this because it's a bit of crack. So the series are always going to be based off games that I'm enjoying a fucking shit ton. Here we are. We can see the goal. We're nearly there. So I don't know. I'm definitely tempted to do a Mass Effect kind of playthrough. And I mean, like, fucking, like, from A to B all the way through to C. And fucking carry Shepard through 3 fucking points of the game. Of course, with all the DLC and all that shit. Because the DLC definitely adds the missing links that the game should have had originally, in my humble opinion. I'm such a Mass Effect fanboy now, it's fucking terrible. I've also had comments regarding 7 Days to Die, the series. Like, over the past couple of months, people have constantly been asking me where it is. That some of you loved it as much as we loved playing it. I would like to reinforce the point that we're not playing it. We have actually all been talking about getting back on it, but we're still waiting for that update so that there's some fresh shit for us to tackle, as opposed to just going back and doing the exact same thing again. Like, we want it to be fresh too, so we're casually observing for the update to come out, which seems to be long overdue at this point. So when that comes out, whatever it is, I think it's going to be Alpha 16 or 17, then we'll be making a new series on it. Probably almost immediately. Other than that, there's not really much on the go. Again, Arma definitely on the way now shortly. We've had a couple of fantastic engagements which I've managed to record. So once I trim off all the fat on either side of it. By the fat, I mean the 20 minutes where we're walking from A to B. If any of you have ever watched any of Frankie on PC in 1080p's videos, you know the bit where he's walking from one point to the other, and he just does it as like a kind of wee little map thing, so that way he doesn't have, like, you know, fucking 40 odd minutes of him walking from one spot to the other where it's like a struggle to find, kind of fucking figure out something that you can talk about. Again, I am aware that some of his videos are scripted, if not all, don't know. I'm aware that there's a good part of it that is scripted and all that shit. There's nothing wrong with that, like, but what I'm saying is that with Arma, there's a lot of that walking from A to B, and the way he tackles it is very efficient, in my mind. I heard something squealing there, so I'm just going to edge to the left. Either to give me the distance I need to stay safe, or to give me a long line of sight and a long field of fire that I kind of have then to fucking dial the fucker in and put a round into him. I say round, our gun is over here. I feel very vulnerable now that I don't have one of my million hunting rifles on me. Definitely vulnerable on it. But anyway, that's the problem with Arma, is that there's a lot of walking. I know this entire game is based around walking from A to B and finding shit, but... And while Arma is of a similar vein, at least the mods that we play, I don't think that would be massively entertaining to watch us just running through a jungle for fucking 20 minutes, to sit in a bush for 20 minutes to shoot one guy in the space of 60 seconds, so... It requires a significant amount of editing. Either that, or it would require somewhat an element of scripting to kind of create a story to build around the actions that you take on a particular day in order to give it a bit of character. So I am that creative, unfortunately. Nor patient. So I just capture the funny bits, or the intense bits, or the good bits, and then I convert that into an episode every now and again. Not so much for, like, the consumption of YouTube, but more so for the consumption of me and my mates later on, so that we can watch and be like, remember the time we done that stupid shit and this happened? Oh yeah, let's watch it. You guys just get to join in too, I guess. And I get that sweet ad revenue. Yeah. Fuck's sake. Ow. Let's keep pushing on this way. Whoa. No sign of the bear at all. Again, I think I have heard him earlier on there, somewhere back in that direction, but hearing it, or thinking you're hearing it, and actually hearing it, or actually seeing it, are not the same thing. Oh, that's gonna help. Let's grab all these sticks. Let's start a fire. Let's cook up the wolf. I would prefer not to get into the engagements that we've gotten into with these wolves, because I don't want to be damaging my clothing unnecessarily. We're not going to cook the food actually until it gets a bit darker, because I want to try and maximize our yield here in terms of productivity. What we are going to do, however, is we're going to eat this fucking 2-kilo fish and get that out of our 2.5 kilos, sorry, of fish, and get that out of our fucking inventory, because that is horrendous. I think we'll actually have a nibble left on that. We will. Again, there's gallons of water here. I'm not overly concerned about running out of that. And we have, what, 4.1 kilos of wolf meat that we would like to cook. How's the temperature? Still quite decent. So I don't mind staying out here to do a bit of work. Now, I'm loath to rip up something that good. So what we are going to do, we are going to harvest this for 10 minutes. Keep an eye on everything. Should probably do this inside, but it's... who cares? It's all good. Plage. That is a nice shirt. I like that. You see, I have a feeling once prepared, that would actually be really good. But this is never going to be good. So let's harvest this motherfucker too. You can hear the weather changing there in the background. We're going to lose a lot of weight when we cook the meat, because the sticks are going to disappear. A worn light shell. And it's 1 kilo. Yeah, it's not really worth our fucking bother, is it there? We'll just harvest it, get the cloth out of it, and repair the things that we actually want. I think you need to kind of be... Wait, ragged, thick? Oh, we have 2 thick. Oh, okay. We'll harvest that fucker too. Seems to be 45 minutes. Oh, damn. That's a tough nut to crack there. Now, I don't know if I want to bother. 30 minutes to harvest these, and it'll shed another kilo. We should probably do a spot of reading while our guy is good. Like, while nothing is fucked here. Now, I believe I've actually boiled all of this as well, haven't I? I remember when one of you guys were like, oh, you accidentally fucking melted more snow and didn't boil it. No, I knew I was running out of time on the fire. I realized I didn't say it at the time. So my intention was just to generate as much of the non-potable as possible, so that way I could just boil it the next day, or the next time we lit it. You're only saying that because you don't want to look fucking stupid. No, not at all. That is what it is, so deal with it. We're going to put the 3 hours into this. The weather will hopefully not change too much. Yes, it will. We have now completed this book, and we can abandon it at our earliest convenience. And if you were wondering why I didn't cook up the food immediately, I wanted to try and max out our use of daylight there as best as possible. Because it's not nice, wasting that when you could be using it to do something productive. We've even got 2 of these. I see we need to get back to Quonset now to drop off all of this shit. Now I'm wondering, should I drop off absolutely everything in Quonset? Or should I... I want to actually keep using this fire striker because I want to try and get rid of it. That may sound really silly. Actually, we could just start it with this. Like... Yeah, fucking, why not? Let's get rid of it. Oh, God. What should we call it? I want to try and get rid of it rather than carrying that and a magnifying glass around, which may ultimately seem stupid, but it would be less rate in the long run as opposed to carrying 300 matches, a magnifying glass, and the fire striker. In reality, you'd probably want to preserve your fire striker for as long as you can. So you'd want to get one fire going with it and then keep that fire going for as long as you can. Resources surrounding you permitting.
Pretty well.
Of course. That should be more than enough for what we're trying to do here. So we're going to scroll up one and we're going to cook the raw wolf meat, which doesn't really give you a whole lot of bang for your buck considering the weight that it has, but it's better than fish. The old fish is a... It's surprising to me. I thought the calorific content of fish was actually quite high, but I suppose a lot of that is fat, and fat isn't necessarily high in calorie content. It is actually quite expensive in terms of energy for your body to digest, so... Intriguing. Let's get this on the go as well. Don't ask me why I know that. This is a fact. These are things I've heard somewhere on my travels in life. And for some reason, have stuck with me in my mind. For me to produce at some later ungodly hour. In the middle of a YouTube episode. We get 840 calories out of the wolf meat now. It's actually, it's decent. It's not as good as the venison, but it's decent. We have all this shit that we can work our way through too. I am loath to waste this. I think I can read while this is going here in front of us. Although we still have an hour of daylight left technically. Oh yeah, you can read by the fire. Fantastic. So we actually got can I take a brand? There we go. Why am I taking a brand? Because I want to fucking see what I'm doing. Okay, we're gonna get in here now. And what we're gonna do is was this the gun locker? Please don't throw that away. I need that. Thank you. There are no items in this container. What is contained in this container? Fucking food for days. So we left a gun here. Yeah, we left one at least. But I feel like there's more. And I feel like the more is contained under the bed. Oh yeah. There she blows. Let's grab that. Won't worry about the containers or any of that other shit. And all the food can remain there. That's all fine. There's a bedroll there, which I feel like I should probably bring with me too. Our guy is overburdened to fuck, and he's actually quite tired now, so... we should definitely get on with it. We'll go for the 9 hours. This episode may run on a little bit. Feels bad, man. Very, very sorry. If you get it as close to daytime as possible. Possible. Fantastic. Can I drop this now? Oh, you done it automatically. Very good. I'm glad you did, sir. Okay, right. I want to take this with us.
Hypothermia wouldn't kill me.
What? Oh, yeah, because he wants to drink the foods. He wants to drink the food. He wants to drink the water and eat the food. Remember, eat your food first, because it dehydrates you. Especially if it's the cooked meat. And then hydrate at the end, so that way you don't have to come back to it and ultimately waste valuable seconds that you could waste doing other less important stuff. Right, we are still overburdened. It's probably got a lot to do with the sticks that we're carrying, which I will carry up until the last possible second, and then I'll dump them off in the other place. A lot of it also has to do with the fact that I'm carrying rifles. Actually, I don't think we've left any ammo here, but I want to double check. Let's just quickly make sure. I love how organized that looked as well, man. I thought, yeah, we did. Transfer all. We're taking all the bullets. Let's just make sure that we're not leaving any behind. Well, actually, no. We should leave this rifle here. Oh, well, actually, this one's at 68%. Have we left rifle cleaning kits? We have not. No, we're definitely taking the good one with us. Shut up. Moaning. I want to leave a rifle here. But I would like to leave a rifle cleaning kit here as well. We only have one on us is the problem. But there's no bullets there, so... no, we'll transfer all of it. We're going to leave that ammo there, because if we ultimately do need a rifle now in the future, here, there will be one here, with ammunition provided. Savage. Oh, the lads are all playing player run now. We've actually, I've been playing that a little bit recently as well. We play that in between kind of server resets on Arma. So while the server is down for the 20 or so minutes, we usually log out with like 10-15 minutes to go. And then you wait the 5-10 minutes after for it to come back up. That's probably an over-exaggeration of how long it takes for a server turnaround, but you know what I mean. But we get a match in, then do a little bit of messing, like have a bit of crack doing it, and it's a fun game. It's definitely in need of work. A lot of latency issues and shit like that with shooting people, and hitbox issues, and like the bullet physics aren't as good as Arma, so of course I'm going to be an Arma fanboy about it. But definitely has potential to be a fun game. But it's not really as tactical as I would like. It's very fast-paced. I use the term to describe games like that as it's very Call of Duty. And I'm not really a big fan. Speaking of which, saw the shit for the new Call of Duty, and I won't lie, I am a little bit hyped for it. It does look pretty good. It actually looks exceptional. I'm actually quite intrigued. Definitely looking forward to it. Not sure if I'll purchase it, but definitely looking forward to seeing more about it. It looks quite good, especially because it's not set in space. I think the Call of Duty franchise just went a bit too far out of their comfort zone. What type of branch is this? That's a normal... That's the branch, but I'm trying to see what the log is that's underneath it. I think that's just a non-choppable, uppable thing. Either that or until you get rid of the branch, you can't actually see what the log is underneath it to chop it up. I was thinking to myself it looked rather strange. Let's get good old reliable out here. Now I'm wondering, should we just cut across to try and save a bit of time? Do not get a sprain! Oh, we've checked him, by the way. He's fine. He's following us around and just sitting down at various points to give a shit. And he doesn't like talking to humans. So that's why he doesn't talk back to us. In case any of you were wondering. Damn the wind. This is pleasant. Oh dear. I don't see any wolves or anything just yet. Which is nice, I guess. The temperature has just dropped dramatically, so we're going to get back into cover. Which will make it not only easier to walk more efficiently, but would give us more of a wind cover. That's another problem. I can't really hear things other than the wind right now, so detecting things by their footsteps is not really going to be an exact science. Less so than usual. Motherfucker. Right. Damn, we're getting hella cold. Are you blocking the wind there? Not really. I suppose it would like kind of create like a wee little space behind it there where there's no wind flow, but then it would all kind of come back in that shape. I forget what the term is for that. Slipstream. So we're probably entering the slipstream right about here. So this technically would be considered within the slipstream, and then like to a point about like here, and then we're out of it. So this is slipstream? No? Yes. Very good. Cool. Physics in a game. Neat. I always find that shit really neat. I really hope the weather improves soon, as this is making what should have been a rather easy journey mildly difficult. And it actually may result in us starting an emergency fire not so long from now. Because we can't sprint at the moment. We may make a stop at the houses up ahead of us here. Oh, it's getting dark. We may make a stop at the houses up ahead of us here. In order to get a bit of heat back into us. Because the weather is fucking abysmal at the moment. So what we could do is we could eat a few snacks then. We could have a read of our book. We're just listening as much as we can. Get an idea of what's going on around us. Using the trees for cover where possible. Just to fucking try and preserve
my feet.
Whatever little bit of fucking heat we have from the wind. As long as possible. It's a branch. I thought it was a sapling there. I was like, how come I've never seen that before? That is something else we need to do. We need to get more arrows. That has to be done promptly. But I reckon when we get up here anyway, we're going to consolidate our resources and probably work towards getting arrows replaced. So getting the shafts or even the materials to create them. And then we'll probably advance into the next area. Since we've pretty much picked this place clean. Now, we're struck with a dilemma. We have two choices. We can go up yonder into an area or out that way into another area. There are two methods by which you can leave this map. And I forget the name of both places you end up in, so...
Die if I don't warm up soon.
Ah, shush. I forget the name of both areas. I think one is like Pleasant Valley or Mount whatever. And then the other one is the... We're on the coastal highway. I think the other one is the something motorway. I don't fucking know. I'm sure I'll be corrected in the comment section, or I'll know the next time I get there. But anyway, one way or the other, we're going to push into a new area. We're going to stop off in here for a second, get a bit of body heat back into our dude. Remember, it is positive in here. It's 23 degrees Celsius. Fuck me. It's that warm in Ireland today. And it's that warm inside this house in the middle of winter. Bullshit, game. Bullshit. Top off our calories really quick. Remember, carry calories are wasted calories. Try and consume this shit when you can and keep yourself topped off. Because then you're not carrying the extra weight, which means your guy isn't fucking wasting energy. And what we're going to do is we're going to read this for a fucking hour and watch our temperature just rocket back up. And not only that, bear in mind that it is likely that the weather might change. So let's pop our head outside. It sounds like it's actually worse. If that's the case, we're just going to read for a bit and do a bit of repair on our clothing. Because we have all the sewing kits and we have a lot of cloth now. But it's all good. Feels good, man. Mechanics. Let's keep pushing on. I want to get back to Quonset to end this episode. Because we've definitely gone on for a bit here now. Okay. Bear in mind, the area that we're... the area that we're in tends to have a lot of wolves. I just saw the arse of that one there, so let's show him ours and get the fuck out of here. Can I get through? Oh, that's actually not good. Okay, right, let's go back this way. Beat a hasty retreat. A tactical withdrawal. Get the fuck out of Dodge. Right, I reckon that's good enough. And we can just keep making our way on. You see, as long as you're, like, paying attention to what's going on around you, you should be able to spot a lot of what is coming towards you in the way of bad shit. And you should be able to usually steer clear around it. And as long as you're not too pushed on doing things immediately, if you're patient and willing to fuck off and try and achieve something else, and try and positively use the resources that you have available until such a time as you can achieve what you want to achieve safely, this game is fairly fucking easy. But it's blundering forward and trying to force things to happen when it is not really the most opportune time to do so is usually what gets you killed fairly fast in this game. Or at least sets you back quite a decent amount, as has been exampled previously. But that being said, you must also all be willing to take advantage of opportunities when they present themselves, even though it may not seem overly advantageous at the time. So, what I mean by all of that is that sometimes you've got to risk it, but the majority of the time, just play the sensible card and just fucking take it easy, come back and try again later. But if you're forced to do it, well then so fucking be it. Consume whatever resources are needed. Like, there's no point in hoarding all the resources in the game if you're going to get killed as a result of it. Like, if you need to use shit, use it in order to achieve your goals. So if that means shooting a wolf, that means popping a flare so you don't get attacked. Or if that means dropping all the meat in the hopes of a wolf, which I've never actually done, but in the hopes of a wolf going for the meat instead, like dropping a decoy, go for it, like, but, as long as you're sensible about it, you should be alright. As evidenced by this series. And there does come a point where it is quite hard to... Now, I am loath to go down that narrow choke point there. I would rather proceed out in the open. And, again, get good fields of vision on everything. Have nice lines of sight and good lanes that I can take my time and fucking, aim on whatever it is that's running towards me. Yeah, we're nearly at Quonset here now, guys. And we can wrap this episode up, which is probably another hour-long episode. Fuck the half-an-hour mark. I need to, like, that was the nice thing about XSplit, is I had the timer, like, contained within the program itself. And that's definitely something Shadowplay should look at doing. It's having a wee little clock. I guess I could just set my watch, but I don't want to have the alarm in it. Because, like, effort. There you go. Now, to go left. Into the yeah, we're going to go left. Never mind. He's already decided that for us. You see, sometimes nature chooses for you. We're going this way. Now, do we want to waste around on a wolf here? I wanted to say wolf and bullet at the same time, and I got wullet. Do we want to waste around on a wolf here if we were to be attacked? Not necessarily. I still don't think that's absolutely necessary. And again, I'm trying to just shed the extra bit of weight to see if that gets me to the point that I can sprint. No, it doesn't. If I dropped all the sticks, I probably could. But again, I'm... loath to do so. Unless absolutely necessary. We're not really going to get to use the high ground here because of the guy coming in from the lake. Scratch that. We're going to get to use the high ground. He sounds fucking close, dude. He's right there. But I sound like something else was here too. Fucking light it. Ah! You motherfucker. Wow, he got thrown off us like so fast. Did I consume that? Let's not get attacked again. We lost like 2%. I feel like he's nearly dead. Not treating the sprain because it is likely that we're about to get into another fight. We're going to take the high ground and we're going to put an arrow into this one. This dickhead. If I can catch him now, I'll fucking kill him. Oh, that was close. That was quite close, actually. I got him? No, I didn't. Why did it come back on me? I do not know. But we're going to chase him because fuck it. I knew there was one close there, but what can you do? That's why I'm not a big fan of Quonset. I'm not fixing the sprain because there's a good chance we're about to get into another scrap here. So I'd rather the one rose hip done all, as opposed to fixing one and then getting another 2 seconds later and having to consume 2. I'm not sure if he's moving up on us there or what. I definitely hear things moving. Yeah. Let's just keep backing up. 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 We're good. We're still moving in on this guy who's dying. Keep backing up. Check everything. No other wolves. Just this dude. Just this dude. He's shitting his brick. You don't want none of this non-Newtonian fluid. That's jelly, by the way, for those of you that are wondering. Keep it on this guy. Keep backing up. Keep backing up. Keep backing up. Right, now we're gonna do it. Oh yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. In Gibboeire town. Harvest this gobshite. Obviously didn't know who he was dealing with. And hopefully, he has just bled out. And we'll harvest that gobshite as well. Our bow broke, by the way. So that sucks. But we have just harvested our meals for the next 2 days. Possibly even 3, if we stretch it. And we didn't even have to use up a rose hip. We're just gonna go get to rest. Which is nice. And this dude, 5.6 on him. That's exceptional. Exceptional. I'm leaving the gut and shit like that because I don't really fucking need it, do I? 16 minutes to harvest it. How long for the hide? That's a while. We'll take a bit of gut. I don't really need the wolf hide. I'm not making another jacket, and to repair it only really will take 1, so... Now, we are overburdened. But a quick click of the control has fixed that problem almost immediately, so that's nice. Okay. We'll make our way back. There's the bear. There's a couple of wolves. Who cares? We've killed pretty much, I'd say, 75% of the wolves in the area now that we're worried about. That is total bullshit, figures and statistics. So if you ever want to fucking annoy someone, just start pulling statistics out of your arse. We just go up over this hill now. I actually think there was only 2 in town. So, oh, there's a bear. Right, we're just gonna make a beeline for the garage here. I miss armor where I could just hold Alt and then look. I'd really rather not get into a 3rd wolf encounter right now. So anyway, what happened in that, you see the way I kept backing off. I was trying to time it so that the other wolf was gonna die not so long after me killing that one. And not only that, I didn't want to encounter him when he was... Let's just move down here. I didn't want to do it when I'm on the flat of the river and he's coming over this. And we're going to keep hauling ass here because this guy is actually getting kind of close. I didn't want to do it when he was just going to come off the lip of the edge of the river, like on the bank of it, sorry. I wanted to time it so that he was on the flat of the ice and I had as much time as I needed to line it up perfect and just nail it. There is actually another wolf. Okay, so he's running from the bear. Now, if the bear aggro's on him, we're up shit creek without a fucking paddle. You're not actually going for me there, are you? Good dog. Like, buddy. We both have bigger issues here at the moment. Now, let's get away from that. So there are actually 2 bears in this area, at least. Fantastic. We made it back into the garage. We have 8 hours of daylight left, and it is likely that we are going to spend a significant amount of time in here as a result of the fact that we are quite hemmed in by these dudes. Now, how are these looking? We've got a little while to go on both of these. The gut is quite close to being complete. Let's have a look in our inventory. We're going to go to tools. The bow is now knackered, and there is nothing that can be harvested from that, but that's okay. So we're going to hit I. We're going to drop it here in the corner. I'm actually tempted to harvest this as well in order to get the arrowhead and the feathers back out of it. So we need to get some saplings on our travels. That is a priority, so it was a good thing we did pick up the gun. And I'm going to move over here, and I'm also going to drop the pry bar on the deck. I'm going to keep the good one on us, and I'm going to make my way back over yonder. We're going to drop off some shit in the locker. The tool one was this one? Yes, it was. Which is where we're keeping all of this good shit. That leaves us with 2 of those. We can plonk all the lantern oil over in yonder, which we have fucking tons of, by the way. Wouldn't be nice to consolidate all of that. We're going to leave the bedroll. We will take the bedroll with us when we eventually do leave this area, but I think we're going to make sure we have a bow before we go, because I don't think it would be sensible to do. Otherwise, we actually have a fucking pry bar here too. Isn't that fucking awesome? And we're going to chuck a load of sticks onto the pile. You see how our weight has already come down tenfold from what it was. And it's about to drop even further. Again, this is only half full of goodies, but we're about to do the rest of the job here. There we go. And like, fuck me, we've got 15 kilos of food in there. I think we have about 10 kilos of food back in the other place. Now, I believe this was clothing, was it not? Now, this is quite full, unfortunately. So what we'll do is we'll just put whatever we can in. Like, as much of it as possible. And then the rest of it we'll just have to come up with a new storage plan for. Unfortunately. Is there something that's like 0.2? No, unfortunately not. But what can you do? We're not going to mix. We're just going to... Yeah, we're going to chuck it all in here. This is the new clothing section. I like how it just registered in the back of my head that I'd done that already. Savage. We only got 1 pair. No, we have 2 pair on. Okay. Gear has taken some damage, but we're working towards repairing that. The mittens definitely need a little bit of work. We might want to get better pants. Like lighter pants. Like, they're quite heavy. Let's see if we have any better options. Like, it may not provide us with the same resistance as, like, the work pants, but the work pants weigh a fucking ton. Cargo pants. Cargo pants are quite baggy from what I'm aware, and as a result probably wouldn't give the best return. You see what I'm looking to do? I'm looking to downtrade stats for weight, so that way we can become more efficient in the long term. But I don't think we're really going to be able to. So let's have a quick look at our clothing. That needs a repair, but we need a deerskin hide to do that. This could use a repair, and we will do that now. We will try that again on the ball boy. So that's now at 100%, which is awesome. And we're also going to repair our toque for 34. Probably using up the final bits of our sewing kit there. That's okay. Now, do I have to drop that sewing kit? I do. Okay, so again, we'll move over to the trash pile, which is going to be on this bow. And we'll drop that there. I think I can actually set that on fire. Suitable for hunting small game. Yeah, my ass, dude. I just sniped a wolf right in the fucking face with it. We have 3 accelerant. I'm happy to keep them on me. The rose hips are quite good, but the reishi tea may not necessarily be everything we need. Oh yeah, we've got an antibiotic, which is extremely heavy. So let's get rid of that into the wee little first aid container. Boom. Quickly click onto first aid there. Let's just make sure there's nothing else there that we wouldn't really want. We have 3 bandages, possibly unnecessarily so. Quickly. No, I want to go to crafting. Nope. Back. Crafting. And I want to craft one of these into an old man's beard bandage, which is so much better. Okay, fantastic. And now what we can do is actually throw one more into there. And again, just shedding a little bit of weight each time, reducing the overall loads, that eventually when we do go out, whatever we do have is just so much more valuable and worthwhile for us. And what I can now do is into here, we can dump our couple of items of cloth, and we are going to transfer all the arrowheads until such a time as we're actually able to sort that shit out. Okay, I'm going to put our guide, well actually no, I'm going to not do the first aid. What I'm actually going to do is very, very quickly do a bit of more research. We're going to do 2 hours of this bad boy. I'm not healthy enough to I forgot about that mechanic. That's to stop you being hyper efficient. Okay, so we need, what is it, 2 hours of uninterrupted sleep in order to be able to read for the final 2 hours of our book. Okay. No, must have been 4. Okay, so we needed 4, unfortunately. Well, that's fine. I'd rather get the 4 hours of uninterrupted sleep and do it for free than have to worry about it again later on. Okay, now I think we can just about get an hour in while I'm this thirsty. Jesus, game, you don't want to make this fucking easy on me. You couldn't just, like, not follow your rules for once and just let me get a straight shot at doing something I wanted to do. Okay. We'll drink up. We'll make some food in the morning. Let's get an hour in. Come on. The shooting books, I feel, are... yeah. I had a feeling. The shooting books aren't necessarily the greatest thing that you can come across, because you're eventually going to run out of bullets far quicker than you're going to run out of bow and arrow shit. So, fuck me, 5 hours of darkness. That sucks. I think that the campcraft kind of things and like the archery stuff is definitely something that's more important to achieve, because that's the stuff that you're going to fundamentally use in the long run, whereas the gun is something that's kind of a last resort and will run out a lot quicker than anything else if used persistently. So you're better off getting all of the other shit like the cooking, the skinning, all that type of crack. It's far more important. But we're going to wrap this episode up here, guys. It's been Gibboeire, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, please leave a like down below. Possibly consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any other comments, questions, concerns about anything that happened in this video, leave it down below in the comment section. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Take your handy. Bye-bye!